Good morning, students. Today our topic is MySQL, and in this lecture we are going to discuss some basic concept related to MySQL. So let's start. Our first topic is SQL. SQL is as you know, that is a DBMS language. It's an integral part of MySQL. So, what is SQL? SQL is a data computer language designed for retrieval and management of data in a relational database. And SQL is a structured query language, which is a computer language, or more precisely we can say that it is a database language for storing, manipulating, retrieving data stored in relational database, means data stored in the forms of table. And SQL is the standard language for relational database systems, and all relational database management systems like MySQL, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, Postgres, and SQL Server use SQL as a standard database language. So, SQL is a relational database management system, means RDBMS language. Next question which is raised in my mind, that why we use SQL. Okay, why we use SQL, or what are the use advantage of using an SQL? So basically, SQL allows you to access data in a relational database management system. So SQLs allow you to access data in relational database management system. Without SQL, you are not able to access data in a relational database management system. Okay. And second important thing, it allows users to describe the data. So if a user want to describe the data, then using SQL, he can also able to describe the data. These are the certain points regarding to SQL. So SQL allows users to access data in a relational database management system. Second, SQL allows users to describe the data. These points are already discussed. Third point is, it allows users to define the data in a database and manipulate the data. And next is, when we talk about the manipulate the data, it means user can able to retrieve the data from a database. So SQL help to retrieval of the data, and SQL allows user to create and drop database in a table. So if you want to delete a table or a database, you can also able to do this by using SQL. SQL allows user to create, view, store procedure and functions in a database. This point will be discussed later on in this video. Next is, it allows user to set permission on the tables, procedure and views. So if you want to set different types of permissions on a tables, on a procedure and views, then it is also done by using SQL. These are the some points that that's why we use SQL. Now there is a brief history of SQL is there. In 1970, the Dr. E.F. Code, Ager F. Code, of IBM is known as the father of relational database, and he described a relational model for database. Actually, he gives the 12 principles of relational database model, and on the behalf of that, a relational database model can be designed. If any database follow more than 7 rules of provided by Dr. E.F. Code, then it is considered as a relational database management systems. So the DBMS that are not follow the seven or more rules are not considered as a relational database management system. Okay. So in 1970, the Azure F Code, IBM is known as the father of the relational database, and he described the relational model of database. In 1974, in 1974, okay, wait a minute, structure query language was developed, and in 1978, IBM worked on Code's ideas and released a product named System R. 1986, IBM developed the first prototype of the relational database and standardized by ANSI, American National Standard Institute. And the first relational database was released by Relational Software and it later became Oracle. Okay. Now there are different commands used in SQL, and these are categorized into three basic categories: DDL, DML, and DCL. DDL means data definition language, DML means data manipulation language, and DCL means data control language. So let us talk about them one by one. First of all, DDL statement, or DDL means data definition language. So three commands are there: create, alter, or drop. So creates command basically create a new table. If you want to create a new table, first of all, there should be a table. To use a table, you must create a table first. So create table command is a DDL statement because all DDL statement are contain those commands only which are the which are used to which are used to create the structure of a table. And using create table command, you are able to create a table. And then alter table command basically alter the table structure that is already present. And if you want to drop that table, then there is a drop command for that purpose, which basically deletes an entire table. So three commands are there which falls in the category of DDL. These are create, alter, and drop. Next is DML commands, means data manipulation language commands. So all the commands which are used to manipulate the data falls in the category of DML. For example, if you want to insert the data into a table, then insert command is used for that purpose, and insert is a DML command. If you want to update the data in a table, then there is a update command for that purpose, then update is a DML command also. And some other commands which are part of a DML are select command, select where clause is also a part of DML. Most of the command falls in the category of DML. Okay, so most of the command falls in the category of DML. So select command basically retrieves certain records from one or more tables. So if you want to retrieve certain records from one or more table. Most of the time we retrieve a record from a one table, but using select command you can also retrieve records from one or more table. Then insert command, if you want to create a record, then you must use insert command for that purpose. Then there is update command, which basically modifies the record. So if you want to modify the record, for example, a address column is there, and if you want to change the address of your employees, then using update command you are able to change the address. So update command is a part of DML, data manipulation language. And DDL, DML and DCL, these are the three basic part of SQL, or we can say that these are the sub language of SQL. Now I think it is clear to all of you. So let's see the data manipulation language commands. Select, insert, update, delete command, these are the main commands used for DML. Basically, select command retrieves a certain record from one or more tables. Insert command create a record. Update command modifies the record, and delete command delete a record. Here one thing should be noticed that there are two commands that are looks very similar. These are delete and drop command. So basically, using drop command you are able to drop the entire structure of a table, but using delete command you can able to delete the records, not the structure. It means that after delete, structure will be there, but data will not be there. But using drop command you can drop the entire table with its data, or we can say that the entire structure of the table. So if you want to just delete the whole table with its structure, then you can use the drop command, and if you want to delete a particular record or certain records, then you can use delete command. So delete command is basically a part of DML statement, because we just manipulate that data, we just remove that particular data or record here. But using drop command we are able to delete the whole structure of the table. So drop command is a part of DDL. Second important thing, there are two other commands which looks like which looks very similar to each, which looks very similar, such as alter and update. So basically, using update command, you are able to update a certain record, such that if you want to change the name of a particular student, or if you want to change the ID of a particular student, or if you want to change the address of a particular student, you are able to do this by using update table command, update command. And if you want to alter the structure, for example you want to add a column name email ID into your existing table, then for that purpose you can use alter table command. So alter command basically used to change the structure of a table, and update command basically used to change the data of a table. So that is the basic difference between update and alter table command, and this question is asked so many number of times in your examination, that what is the difference between alter and update command. So alter is basically a DDL statement, and update is a DML statement. So that is the basic difference between alter and update. So update is a data manipulation language command, and alter is a data manipulation language command. And when we talk about the most of the commands, then most of the command falls in the category of DML, data manipulation commands. There is only three commands which falls in the category of DDL. These are create, alter and drop. Because as far as structure is concerned, we have only three options. Either we have to select, either we have to create a structure, or either we have to delete a structure, or in certain circumstances we need to modify a structure. So for that purpose basically three commands are there: create, uh, delete, create a drop, and then modify. We can modify the structure by using alter table command. So if you want to modify the structure, then modification is done in three different ways. First of all, you can insert a new column, you can modify the existing structure of a column. Suppose if you want to change the data type of a column, then this is also possible by using alter table command. Okay, so this is the basic concept behind the DML and DCL. Next is data control language. As the name suggests, data control language. You want to control a data, okay, in a database or in a particular table, then use DCL commands for that purpose. So there is a person named database administrator, which basically control whole data. So there are two commands basically falls in the category of DCL. These are grant and revoke. Grant and revoke command. So basically, grant command gives privileges to the user, and revoke command takes back privileges granted from user. So database administrator give privileges to user, and also he can take back privileges granted from user. So if you want, so if he want to give a privilege to user, for that purpose he use a grant. He or she can use a grant command, and to take back privileges granted from user, revoke command is there. These commands are falls in the category of data control language, because these commands basically used to control the data, that who use the data or who is the owner of the data. So basically these commands use decides whether which person use that particular data or not. So two commands falls into categories, that is grant and revoke. Now these are the three basic commands. DDL, there are the three certain categories of commands: DDL, DML, and DCL. And now SQL syntax. This is a basic idea about the commands used in SQL. The most important thing regarding to SQL, that SQL is a case insensitive. Okay, so it is a case insensitive. So it will give a clear idea about the commands, that how can you use command. So let us talk about first of all select statement. So if you want to check the data, or if you want to show the data of a particular table on a screen, for that purpose select command is there. Okay, and if you want to remove duplicate data from a table, then district clause is there. And if you want to find out the result based on certain condition, then you can use where clause. So let us talk about the select statement. First of all, just write select, after that put column name, different columns names, and if you want to select all columns name, then just put start sign, and then from, and then table name, whatever be the table name. For example, table name is just like student underscore info. So if you want to show the complete information regarding to the table student underscore info, then you just write select star from student underscore info. Complete data regarding to student underscore info will be on your screen. And if you want to find out only the student name detail of a table student underscore info, for that purpose just write select name. Name is the column name, from student underscore info. So all the name uh, relate to the table student underscore info will be there. So you just write the column name, and that information will be displayed on a screen, and you just use that column name with select statement. After that, from should be there, and then at last table name should be there. Next is distinct clause. If you want to, if there are duplicate values, and if you just want to um, if you just want that no duplicate values are there in your answer, then for that purpose use distinct clause before column name. So the syntax is select distinct, then column name 1, then column name 2, and then column name 3. All values or columns values are separated by a comma sign, then from, then table name. Always remember that with select statement, table name should be there. So after select statement, we always give the column name, and then from keyword, and then after table name. And if there is a particular condition related to a table, then you can use where clause for that purpose. So the syntax is very simple. Okay, select you can easily see here SQL where clause. So if certain condition is there, then that condition must be specified with the where clause. For example, if you want to find out the detail of all those students who have roll number more than 7, then there is a column name, suppose uh, name and roll number. Then table name is student underscore info. Then for that purpose, you just write select roll number comma name from student underscore info where, and after where you can specify the condition, give the condition, and the condition is roll number is greater than 6, so you can just give roll number sign of greater than and then 6. So it will give the result of all those students who have roll number greater than 6 with their names. Now I think it is clear to all of you. Okay, now let us talk about some other commands. Now some other commands. Next is SQL and or clause. So if there are more than one condition, and if you want to separate these two conditions in where clause, then you can use and or clause. So and or clause basically used to separate two different conditions. If you want to select result based on both of the condition, then you can use and if you want to provide an option between these two conditions, condition 1 and condition 2, then you can use option or. So that is the basic difference between and or. And then in clause, if you want to find out a value in a particular range, then for that purpose in clause must be used. So you can easily see that in example 2, where column name in value under value 1 comma value 2 comma up to value n will be there. So you can find out a value among different values provided just after the in clause. And if you want to find out a value between a certain range, and for that purpose between clause is used. So in third example, you can see that with where clause you can use between clause. so between value 1 and value 2. So you are able to find out the value between value 1 and value 2. So all of them basically and or in and between clause looks the same. Now I will tell you the difference between them once again. If you use AND clause to separate two conditions, then the result whatever we get is basically uh, is the result whatever we get is basically depend on the condition 1 and condition 2 only when both the conditions are true, and we just separate by OR, then if only the one condition will be true, then we get the result. But in case of in clause, if you want to find out the detail or result among different values, then you can use in, and if you want to find out the value between certain range, then you can use between clause. So this is the basic difference between and or in and between, and all of them are used with where clause. When you just give any condition, then you can use and or in or between clause. Rest part is same for all these commands, just like that. Select column name 1, column name 2, column name n is a nth number of columns. From after that from keyword, then after table name, and then after where, and then after condition. So if basically in and or in and between clause are used when there are more than one conditions here, or if you want to select a value um, from a particular range of values or from a particular set, then you can use in or between clause. And then if you want to find out a result from from two conditions or more than two conditions, then you can use and or clause. Next is like clause. Sometimes what happens that you have no idea or you have little bit idea about the condition. So for that purpose you can use like clause, in which certain pattern will be there. For example, if you want to find out the details of all those students whose name is start with P, then for that purpose you can use like clause. And like clause is also used with with where clause. So after just a where clause, you can just write where column name and like, and you can give the pattern. On the behalf of that pattern, result will be there. And then order by clause. Order by clause is basically used to arrange the data in descending or ascending order. By default it is in ascending order, so if you want to find out the data in ascending order, then you can use order by clause, and it is just after given by just after that of where condition. So you can see here, select column name 1, column name 2, column name n, after that from, then after table name, and then where, and then condition is there. After that order by, and then columns names are there. So data will be sorted according to that column. By default it is in ascending order, but if you want to find out the data in descending order, then you can use the keyword DESC. Next is group by clause. If you want to group your data, then for that purpose there is a command used group by. And group by clause always used with aggregate functions. Aggregate functions are sum, average, min, max. These are the aggregate functions. So you can easily see that there is an example. Select sum column name. It will basically find out the sum of all values for that column name. Then from table name, then after where condition, and then group by column name. So all data are grouped according to that column name given just after the just after the group by clause. So this is a brief discussion of different commands. We can learn this command and execute these commands in our next video. So there is only a brief discussion that gives you some idea about how the commands works in SQL. So in our next video we work on these commands one by one. Thanks for watching this video.